admin center. Just like we all know, the Microsoft 365 basically is a productivity platform which brings together the best-in-class productivity apps from Office 365 with advanced device management, intelligent security, and innovative online services. So basically, these tools actually help drive productivity, collaboration, and communication securely across many devices, whether you are home, in the office, out, and if you wherever you are, you're able to actually connect to all the Microsoft 365 apps and services. So now, okay then. So someone is asking if this session is going to be recorded. Yes, it's going to be recorded. So first and foremost, you need to before you can have access to the admin center, right? You must have signed up for Microsoft 365. You must sign up for Microsoft 365. So at the point of signing up, how do you get started with M365? How do you get started with Microsoft 365? You need to go to your office.com, right? Let me share my screen so we can start off with the demo session. Please hold on. Okay. So getting started with Microsoft would involve you going to, let's say you're starting up, you want to start either as a business owner or you're an IT admin, you want to sign up for the first time for Microsoft 365, you just go to your office.com. Then you have your page there. So it's either you're going for, you need to click on the Get Microsoft 365. No, when you're signing up for M365, you could have the 30 days free trial period where you get to see the services, the apps. Then after the 30 days or before the 30 days, you can now conclude that yes, you want to continue using the M365 services. Then you'll have to get your paid subscription because Microsoft 365 is a paid service. You have to pay for it for you to continue using it. While we're waiting for my page to load, I would like you to know that the very minute you sign up for M365, either as an individual or on behalf of an organization, like I said, a business owner, at that point where you get to sign up for M365, you automatically become a global admin for that M365 tenant. And being a global admin gives you access to all the M365 admin centers. Being a global admin gives you access to all the admin centers within M365. So now, like I said, if you're getting started, you have to get your M365 subscription. You have a different plans. Either if it's for home, you have the family and the personal, and for business, you have different business you can do. Now, in terms of signing in, let's assume now that I've made my subscription and I'm signing in as a global admin. Don't forget, I said that once you've signed up for M365, you automatically become the global admin for your M365 tenant. So I'll be taking us through the M365 admin center now as a global admin. Let me stop the screen share for that part and share my admin center. can you please confirm that you can see my M365 admin center? Timmy, are you there?
Hello, Rafiah.
No, not yet. Not yet. It's still loading.
Okay. Can you all see my screen? Not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, it's not loading. We can only see your picture.
How about now? Can you see my screen now?
I cannot see it.
Now, how about you disconnect and connect again?
So
Yes,
can you see
I can
my
see
screen
your.
now?
I can see.
Okay,
I can see.
okay, better. Okay. So yeah. So here we have, I'm signed into my Microsoft 365 admin center, and right here from the left navigation pane, you get to see all of these tabs. You can see the admin centers. You have
your screen.
Timmy, are you sure you can see my screen?
No, like it's frozen. I'm not able to see whether you are moving your cursor or something. However, can I share my screen if that will work?
Okay, please do.
So maybe you can
please
just
do.
a request
No
for
problem
control.
then.
Just a minute, I'm trying to sign authenticate.
Okay.
Timileyin. Now you see.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Hi, Rafiah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can see your screen and I've taken control. Thank you so much for that. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, right now we are in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. And yeah, for you to see don't worry, I can manage that. Thank you. Thanks, Timmy. So once you're signed in, you can just click on your all admin centers here. Oh. Okay. So here you get to see all the admin centers, starting from compliance, Dynamics 365 apps, Exchange, Defender for Identity. You have your Microsoft Entra. So this is basically all the admin centers that we have in Microsoft 365. Now, to get started, we do have the billing admin center where you get to see, where you get to manage, because the admin centers are actually the portals that you get to manage each related feature, M365 service, and the applications. So for billing, Timmy, if you can go to the billing admin center, right there in the billing, you have where you manage your Microsoft 365 subscriptions and licenses. Above the billing, you can see marketplace. Marketplace, just like the name signifies, a market where you get to buy your subscriptions, your Microsoft 365 subscriptions. So you can see some recommended applications there. please click on all products. Yeah, all products. So from the all products part, the screen is visible. Yeah, thank you for confirming that. So for the all products part, you see it's been categorized for us. You have the Microsoft 365, Office 365, business apps, collaboration and communication, dynamics, depending on the one that you want, right? So if we're going for M365, you could say M365 business. Timmy, can you just select that M365 for us, or you can type.
So this is a developer tenant. So
Please select Office 365. Yeah, it's not responding.
No, it's a developer tenant. Can you hear me? So some licenses won't be available. So this is for Office 365.
So I want you to use the search button. Okay, okay, that's fine. So if you need to buy any M365 subscription, all you need to do is go to the marketplace, use the search button to search for the Microsoft subscription that you want to buy. That it's Office 365 E1, E3, or E5. Either it's a Teams license, whatever it is, you get to make your purchase from the marketplace. Now, going to the billing, right here, when you click on the drop down arrow, please click on the drop down. You get to see your product, purchased products. Then I want you to know that when you have a subscription, say for example, Microsoft 365 Business Standard, that's a subscription name, right? Now, a subscription, when you buy a subscription, you now get to determine how many licenses do you want of this subscription type, right? You could have as much as 25 licenses, depending on the number of users you want to have that subscription. For example, here we have Microsoft 365 E5 developer. This shows us the number of licenses, the assigned licenses, the purchased quantity is 25. And you can see that Timmy has already assigned 25 to, he has assigned all the purchased licenses to 25 users. You can see the subscription status, is it active or not? And when is the renewal period? So our subscriptions, M365 subscriptions, you have the monthly billing frequency and you have the yearly billing frequency. So when you're doing the monthly, you know you're just paying for a month, and when it's yearly, you're paying for the whole year. We do also have what we call the recurring billing, where you have that turned on automatically. By the end of your billing period, it pays up that amount or the subscription fee for you when you have your recurring billing turned on. Thank you. So here you can see recurring billing. It's turned off for this particular subscription. So now if you go to licenses, Timmy, can you go to click on licenses? So we have licenses. This is just more like your products, only that the products gives you a detailed explanation of when your billing starts, when it's going to end, and all of that. You have a more detailed subscription explanation in your products field. So you have your bills and payments, billing account, bills and payments, billing account. That's the people responsible for managing your M365 subscriptions and licenses. Then when you talk of bills and payment, that's where you have invoices. So the invoice shows you what you've paid for, the licenses you've purchased, and the amount you've paid. You get your invoices directly from Microsoft. Payment method. What payment method are you using? Is it credit card? You can click on the next tab. Okay, we have billing accounts there. So when you need to add a payment method, all you need to do is just click on the plus button to add a payment method. So can you please click on that link to tell us more about the different payment methods that we have? So Okay. I think you can share the link on the chat, and yeah, the viewer, the attendees can go through that. So here you have a typical, this explains the different payment methods that we have. Either it's the credit card. Yeah, thanks for that. So you can go through the article and you see how you get to add your payment method. At any time you need to edit or change, you can always do that from the billing admin portal. So back to the M365 Admin Center. So basically, the Billing Admin Center covers everything that has to do with your subscription, your licenses, the account owner who manages everything, the billing notification. You'll be getting email notification as regards even when maybe your subscription has been disabled or is about to be disabled, your subscription is about to expire. You would get all of those notifications in the billing in the email that you add for your billing notifications. So next we have support with the headset icon. When you click on the drop down arrow, so most times you have different functions under each portal. You need to click on that drop down and see the rest or everything that has to do with that option. So here you have help and support for an admin at any point where you need help. You're not able to do something, or you just need urgent, maybe the service is down or whatever it is that's the issue. Microsoft is always here to assist you. So you can type in what the issue is, click on the forward arrow. Let's say you're having issues with provisioning mailbox. You can just type that to me. So whatever the issue is that you're having, unable to provision, provision a mailbox for a new user. So you click on the forward arrow, and that would give you reference articles or solutions that you can actually carry out. And if you're not satisfied, here you have run the diagnostics. You have to put in the username or the GID of the affected recipient. You can scroll down to the extreme end. When you scroll down to the extreme end, you can now pick the option to contact support. In a scenario where the solutions that have been offered, you're not satisfied or you're not getting, it's not just related to your own issue. You just click on contact support, put in if you want a phone modality or email modality, and Microsoft support would assist you with your issue. You also have the option to view service request. And if you scroll down to settings, can you please scroll down to settings on the left navigation pane? So settings here, you have domains, search and intelligence, org settings. Yeah, so I think the key ones I'll be talking about here is domains, org settings, and let's say partner relationships. Now, when you're looking at domains, right? When you purchase your M365 subscription as a first timer, you do have the default .onmicrosoft.com. Yeah, that's it there. At the point of signing up, let's say in this case, this person's organization now, I'll assume, is 1LHCFM. So for Microsoft, let's say we're using a Nigeria M365 community now. At the point of signing up for Microsoft 365, stop that. Okay. So at the point of signing up for Nigeria M365 community, I'll have my sign in details to be Nigeria M365 community.onmicrosoft.com, right? So you can see that .onmicrosoft.com is a default. Now, when it comes to adding your custom domain, you don't want to use .onmicrosoft.com. You want your own custom domain. That's where you come here to add your custom domain. Custom domain is not going to have the .onmicrosoft.com. Rather, it's going to be Nigeria M365 community.com. That's the difference. This one with .onmicrosoft.com is a default M365 do I call it domain name? But for your custom domain, when you need to come here to add, you click on the add the plus button to add your custom domain. You verify your domain, verify that you own the domain. And in this case, you can see that the owner of this tenant has tried to add the Bani.tk and the silvertechnologies.ng custom domains, but he hasn't completed the setup. That's why you're seeing it as incomplete. So yes, that's it about adding custom domains. If we go to org settings, before we look at org settings, let me quickly take us through reports, because I want us to come and do okay, click on org settings. Organization settings actually are settings that would affect the whole tenant, right? You have services around, we have different services here, account linking, adoption score. You can just scroll down. So this would actually relate to what you need to do that would affect the whole organization. You have security and privacy. Unfortunately, I'm unable to. So for security and privacy, I think the page is still loading. So each tab has its own feature. You see the organization profile. There you get to see your organization name, contact info, and the likes. Now, going to partner relationships, there are instances when you need to. Yes, I think we're experiencing a lag with the screen. We're experiencing a lag with the screen, so do bear with us. Now, as regards the partner relationship, there are instances where you need to work with a Microsoft partner company. In such a scenario, you have to come here to select which partner company you would like to work with. You know, there are organizations, very large business organizations that make use of Microsoft partner companies. So when it comes to the partner relationship, this is where you get to add the partner you'd like to work with. Now, going to report. So as an admin, there are some admins that would like to see the Microsoft 365 apps and services usage report. They want to know what services the users are using, how many licenses have been used, or the activity report that's going on within the M365 tenant. So you need to, when you come to the reports part, if I click on the drop down arrow here on reports, you can either choose to go to the usage report. Either you want to see the reports for the M365 apps, or you want to see the reports for the Microsoft 365 services. Whichever one it is, you can just select it. Here you can see that Microsoft 365 usage reports shows how people in your business are using the Microsoft 365 services. So these reports are available for a period, say 7 days, 30 days, 180 days, 90 days. It all depends on the duration. So now if you need to, I need you to scroll down. Let's assume we want to get a report for, no, not to the extreme end. Just take it up to the beginning. So sorry for stressing you. Yeah, you have for instance, the number of, you want to see the usage report for the Microsoft 365 services, the likes of Exchange, SharePoint, Teams. So you need to click on the view more. Now you can see each user, the activity, and the services. So my call here is this. If you look at the information that has been provided, you'd see that the information is concealed for privacy purpose. The information is concealed for privacy purpose. So now I'm seeing people's usernames in numbers, right? You know that ideally this should be either Rafiah Abdulsalam or Timileyin or Seriki Idris, but now it's been concealed. So if you want to see the name, what do you do? So for us to see the name of these users, that's where you need to go to org settings. You go to org settings. Then scroll down to reports. Sorry, we are experiencing a lag, but if you have your test account, you can reproduce that from your end. Kindly scroll down to reports. No, you don't need to go to security and privacy. Just scroll down to reports. Yeah, select reports. Then on check, you can see that option says display concealed. Before now, it was checked. That's why it was concealed. So, but if you don't want it concealed, you need to uncheck this button, save your changes. Okay, you don't want to. Okay, please save so they can see the names of the users, right? So now go back to the usage report and you see the user names showing now. Okay, so now we can see Temitope, Ifeoma. Yes, so that's it. So, and if you now want to have, you want this data in a, do I say in your CSV form or Excel, you want to be able to work with this data later, you can just export. Click on the export button, and you have the export is just right there, and you have that data exported for your use. You can please drop your questions in the chat or the Q&A tab. And after the session, I would answer your questions. So that's how you get to manage. Okay, I should redo it again. Now, I did explain that as an admin, if you want to get the usage report for your M365 tenants as regards how your users are using the M365 apps and services, all you need to do is go to that, click on the reports from the left navigation pane of the admin center. When you click on reports, you can see a list of all the M365 apps, either for Exchange. Then select the one you want to get the report for. Click on view more. Take note that these reports are available for the last 7 days, last 30 days, or 90 days, or 180 days. And the reports are usually available within 48 hours. In other words, it means that whatever happens today might not reflect in this report, right? It might take as much as 48 hours for the activities to reflect. That means you should be expecting an updated report by Monday. Latest by Monday, you should have that report. So now, in most cases, by default, the information of the users, that's your usernames, is usually concealed. That means it's hidden. For you to have visibility to those names, you need to go back to organization settings. Organization settings, scroll down to reports, then uncheck that option. You see that the option display concealed user, display concealed is usually checked. But in your own case, if you want to see it, you have to uncheck it for you to see the username of your users. So that's it about reports. Now, going to the admin centers proper. The next admin center we're going to be looking at should be Security Admin Center, which is the Microsoft Defender. Okay, you do have the health. The health just tells you about, let me say, the service status of Microsoft 365, right? You have Service Health, you have Message Center. Service Health will tell you the services that are having issues. Message Center, you get updates as to latest changes or new features that are being added. Now, let's just go straight to the Security Admin Center, which is the Microsoft Defender portal. The Microsoft Defender portal. So for the Microsoft Defender, we have Microsoft Defender for XDR, Microsoft Defender for Office 365, Microsoft Defender for Identity, Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps, and Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So this Defender is a very, very robust Microsoft solution. Yeah, you can please close. No. Please share your screen again.
Please hold on. I was not able to move the cursor again, so I have to stop sharing.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you see now?
Okay, yes, I can see your screen. So we have all of this just within the Microsoft's Defender admin portal. So here you can manage incidents and alerts. You have hunting, you have actions and submissions, threat intelligence, secure score. You see for this organization, now you can see the secure score as 50.8%. This is a representation of your organization's security posture and your opportunity to improve it. So you still need to do more. Here you have exposure management, right? So like I said, Microsoft Defender covers the likes of XDR, extended detection response, Office 365, identity, cloud apps, and endpoint. But in my own case for today, I'm just going to focus on Microsoft Defender for Office 365. Let me see if I can quickly share my screen for now.
Do you want me to stop sharing?
I should be able to. No, you don't need to. But I just wanted to share an article quickly. Okay, can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, ma.
Okay, thank you. So now looking at, I said my focus for today would be Microsoft Defender for Office 365, where we're going to be looking at as it relates to email and collaboration. So if you can see my screen, Timmy, okay, I think I'm the one that is to share this. Let me just share this link. So you might just want to go through that article for your personal reference. Yeah, so I'll be looking at Defender for Office 365 as regards to how it safeguards your organization against malicious threats posed by email messages, links, that's the URLs, and collaboration tools. So now if we go back to the admin center, Timmy, can you please share your screen again?
Can you see my screen?
Yes, now I can see your screen. So I'll need you to go to, aside from the actions and submissions, there are instances where you could be having false positives, right? You're receiving an email and the emails are sent to users in your organizations, and rather than it getting delivered to the user's inbox, they are being marked as spam, right? Legit emails being marked as spam. So one thing you can do, or they are being marked as phishing emails, one thing you can do is to make a submission to Microsoft for investigation. Go to actions and submissions, scroll up to actions and submissions. Click on then select submissions. So right here, you can choose what do you want to submit. It could be in the form of an email. Please close out the submissions. Thank you. So it could be in the form of an email or Teams messages or email attachments or URLs, whichever one you want to submit to Microsoft for analysis. So in this instance, please click on the drop down arrow where you have select the submission type. So you would be able to select what you want to submit for analysis. Is it email? Is it a URL or an email attachment? So if we're selecting email, click on email. So when you select the email, you need to either provide the network message ID or you upload a sample of the email that you want for analysis. Now, if you look at, some of us are not familiar with what we call email network message ID. How do I get the email network message ID? You can get that from the Explorer. We have what we call the Explorer tab here within the M365 Admin Center. If you scroll down, you can see that Explorer tab under emails and collaboration. So what this Explorer will just do for you, just search for the email in question. Let's say the email was, let's use, put in a sender address could be So when you have sender address, can you type in a username within your organization that has sent emails in the past few days? Sorry, we are using a test demo environment. So I just want you to see how to get the network ID. Oh. So maybe we should try. I'm not sure we'll get that network ID from a message. You can only get that from an extended message. Okay, EMT, not to worry. When we run an extended network ID from there, so either way, either you are, Timmy, it's either you're using the, let's just go back to that submissions page. So it's either you're using the network ID or you're using the sample email. Then you can now tell Microsoft what do you feel about that email? Is it a false positive? Are you saying it's clean or it's a suspicious email? At the point of making that submission, you have the chance to tell Microsoft what you feel that why would you deliver a mail that should be marked, that should be quarantined, right? Why would you deliver a mail that should be quarantined? Or why didn't you, or why are you marking a mail as a phishing email? So these are instances where you get to make submissions to Microsoft for further analysis. And when Microsoft is done, they'll definitely give you a result of their verdict. What do they have to say? Are they confirming that, okay, what you said is actually true or it's not true? So from there, you did know the next steps. Now, take for instance, I have a client now that reports that the URL, his organization's URL that they added to their signature is being marked as a phishing, a malicious URL. So I just make a submissions to Microsoft, and yeah, he did say that he sees that URL as a clean one. It's not a phishing URL. It's the organization's website link that has been added, or I think the LinkedIn profile that has been added to the signature. So now, what now happens after making the submissions? At the point of making a submission, you have the option to also add the URL as an allowed list. You have allowed list of URLs, allowed list of senders, allowed list of domains, allowed list of IPs. So when you add such either the IP or the URL to the allowed list, Microsoft would not just mistakenly or unknowingly flag such instances as malicious or phishing instances for your M365 tenant. So that's the about submissions. So going down to email and collaboration. Now we have what we call thread policies. Under thread policies, we have anti-spam policies, anti-malware policies, anti-phishing policies. So you have the inbound, outbound connection IP filter. Let me just share my screen. I think at this point, I should be able to share my screen. Kindly hold on. Please confirm, can you see my screen? Can you see my admin
Yes.
center?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
So now if you can see my screen, I'll just go straight down to the Microsoft Defender admin portal, and we're going to be looking at email and collaboration. We'll go straight down there. Scrolling down here, you have, okay, before I go to policies and rules, don't forget, I said I'm focusing more on Microsoft Defender for Office 365. So here as an admin, you still see an admin that would ask you that when you're signed, where do I find it? Users are blocked for instances that you have that a user account had the EOP. Would I say the EOP? Yes, has noticed that a particular user is sending spam emails, so many spam emails in a short period of time. They could just block that user. Where would you find the blocked users? Where would you find quarantined emails? Quarantined emails are emails that didn't get delivered to the user's mailbox. They didn't get delivered to the junk folder. The emails have been blocked. Where would you find such? You need to come here to the review. That's the option after the Explorer. Come to review. When you click on review, you see the restricted ID. By the time we show you the list of emails that have been blocked, to you that some of those emails ought not to be blocked. So what do? You select the email and release the email. The same thing happens to a blocked identity, a blocked user. All you need to also do is look at the list of blocked users and select the user account, unblock the user. I'm not sure you're seeing anything on my admin center. I think load. Let me just quickly refresh the portal.
Yeah, I can't see your screen.
You can't see, right? Okay. I've just refreshed. Give me a few minutes for it to come up. Yes, so this is it. This is the click review. This is what you get to see. Action Center, that has to do with tracking phishing and malware campaigns with your users and take appropriate. That's for the action center. For quarantine, you get to review quarantined messages and decide, like I said, whether you want to release them or not. So you also have restricted identities. The users that have been blocked for sending too many messages that have been marked as spam, right? So all you need to do is just click on the restricted entities and you see a list of the users. That's if there's any. In my own case, there's none. Same way you go back, click on your quarantined emails to see if any email has been quarantined or not. I doubt if you find any. So
your screen is not loading.
It's not
I think
showing.
from my end, it's stuck on all admin centers. So I don't know about
okay.
others.
So can someone else confirm if they can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but it's stuck at all admin centers.
All admin center, that's what it's showing.
All admin
Yes,
centers. Wow, I've said a lot.
Question,
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be all admin centers. We're supposed to be seeing
we are seeing review now.
my security admin portal. Let me see.
Because I shared my screen already.
You're seeing review now. Okay. Sorry, you okay. Thank you. You see, the network here has been, but then, yeah. So this is it. This is what you get to see from the review option. You get to see the quarantine emails and the restricted entities. So if it's for the quarantine, Tim, if you can just help select each option so they can just have a view. In most cases, in an ideal M365 tenant, you definitely see emails that have been quarantined. You also see that if there's an instance where a user has been sending spam emails and M365 blocks the user, you get to also see the blocked user from the restricted entities. So that's it about review. Now, scrolling down to policies and rules. We have we'll look at the Exchange Admin Center later. That's the Exchange message admin center. We're not going to that now. We're just going to policies and rules. So here we have threat policies. Now, if you click on threat policies, you would see have the preset security policies, configuration analyzer. Let's just go straight to, you have anti-phishing, anti-spam, anti-malware, the save attachments, save links, tenant allow or block list, email authentication settings. So basically, these policies tell what needs to be done, right? Policies, it's users from phishing attacks and configure safety teams on suspicious messages, same as your anti-spam policy. It helps protect your organization's email from spam, from malware, from malicious content in email, and yeah, malicious links too. So now if we click on anti-spam, let's look at anti-spam. But you might want to start with anti-phishing. Let's just navigate the anti-phishing part. It's not something serious. We do already have the default policies there. So you can see this already turned on for you. So one beautiful thing about M365 is the security measures have been put in place, right? If there's anything that's going to happen, it's usually prevented before it happens. So in most cases, what you need to do is just monitor. So now you have your Defender for Office 365 evaluation. So these are phishing policies that I'll call this follow-come default policies that be turned on for you. Now, if you go to the anti-spam policy. You might want to create a custom policy, right? When you need to create a custom anti-phishing policy, you just click on the plus button to create your custom anti-phishing policy that suits your own your organization's needs, either as an IT department for that for a particular scenario. So this is how you get to create a test. This is a test custom anti-phishing policy that you're creating. You select the users that the anti-phishing policies should apply to, either to users or to groups or to domains. So you can have a Microsoft 365 tenant can have as many as 500 custom domains, right? So you can also select which domain you want this anti-phishing policy to apply. Enables us to protect each button that you check. Once you're done, check your options, domains to protect, you click next, and you save what actions should be carried out, and you save the custom policy that you've created. So click on manage senders. You might want to click on So when you click on add user, you select the user, you click done. Let me see. So here you get to select what actions should happen. So here you can see you have if the message is detected as spoof and DMARC policy is set as, okay, here you have P to be quarantined. We actually have 3 DMARC policies. One is to quarantine, one is to do nothing, and the third one is to reject. Yes, you can see that here. The DMARC policies are 3. So DMARC, we have DMARC, we have DKIM, DKIM, and we have SPF policies. These are 3 email authentication policies that we actually use to secure our emails within M365. So like I said, we have 3 policies, either to quarantine, to reject, or do nothing. So in this case, you can see quarantine the message. The second one says reject. So depending on whatever action you want to be applied to the emails, you just click on the drop down arrow and you select the action. Then you click next. Once you're done, you save, you submit that. So that is about anti-phishing policy. So let's go to anti-spam policies. Click done. And that's all. So if you policies for anti-spam policy, let's just go back to threat policies. So for anti-spam, so you have the anti-spam inbound policy, connection filter policy, and the outbound policy. So if I go to the inbound means emails that are coming into your organization, right? Outbound means emails that are going out of your organization. So now looking at the anti-spam inbound policy, all these policies are always on. They are default. Like I said, if you want to create your own custom policies, then you can just click on the create policy to create your own custom anti-spam policy. Now, if I click on, Timmy, No, I'm not creating an anti-spam policy. Rather, I want to look through each of the default policies. So if you click on the anti-spam inbound policy, here you have, you can see we have bulk email threshold and spam properties. This is turned on, and you have the bulk email threshold to be 7. So that means if the EOP tends to see emails that are more than 7, right? What happens? It will trigger an action. That's it about the bulk emails. You can see bulk email action here. If you please scroll down. Click on edit. If you need to make any changes, you need to click on the edit spam threshold. So here you can see BCL. We have bulk complaints level to be the BCL. We also have what we call SCL, which is the spam confidence level. So in this case, if you scroll down, you have email delivered at current BCL threshold of 1. Just scroll down. I want to just let me take control, Tini. Thank you. Let me just try and see if I can manage the control for now. So we have all of these options here where you have SPF fill. That one is turned on. You have backscatter. I was looking at one that had to do with languages. So let's go, just let me take it back. Click on edit actions. Okay, let me just read it through from here. You have moved on the same page. Okay, so you can see bulk message action the action there is that you should move the message to junk email folder. Then we have all of that turned on, retain spam in quarantine for 15 days. Now, the part where I'm going to is here you have allowed and blocked senders and domains. Now, take for example, you receive a mail that has been marked as spam and it got delivered to the junk email folder, or it got quarantined. One thing you can do is, it's 2 ways. You see there are instances where an organization is sending an email to an external organization, but the emails are not getting delivered, right? The user is getting an NDR, and the external organization needs to add that, it needs to whitelist that organization's domain or add them to their list of allowed senders. This is where you get to whitelist either a sender or a domain. Another thing you can do is, if you want to block a particular email address or a domain, this is where you also get to block the email address and the domain. Now, you need to click on edit allowed and blocked senders. When you click on edit allowed and blocked senders, I think that this thing is frozen, right? Okay. So click on edit allowed and blocked senders. So here, take note, under allowed, you have allowed senders and domains. Then you also have blocked senders and domain. Ideally, I'm supposed to get you a message header, because it's the message header that you would analyze. There are instances where we have to get the message header, analyze the message header, get the email address of the sender email address, the domain, the IP. And in some instances, you see that we also need to work with the return part, because the return part, the email in the return part can be different from the actual the email address showing in the sender's email address. So if you need to add a sender, just click on manage senders and add senders icon, that plus icon. Then you add the sender. Take note that this allowed sender is going to be an external sender email address. Same with the domain. I'm sure by now you can differentiate between a domain name and the email address, right? Inside the email address, you have the domain name. So here you just get to add the sender. That's the full UPN, user principal name. Now you click on done. Timmy, can you just navigate that? So sorry, I'm experiencing a lag from here. So if you need, yeah, just type in an email address there, the email address, and you click on the add senders, you save your changes. So after typing, click on that, yeah, make sure you click the box below and you click on done. Please click on done. So that's it about adding a sender. So click on allow domains. Let's just add a domain. So a domain now would be Nigeria, for example. That's just the domain you're adding. Just type test.com. That could act as a custom domain. So you're putting a custom domain there as test.com. When you're done typing, click on that down, a domain, yes. Then add domain. Then you click done. So the same way you've added for allowed senders and domains, it's the same way you're going to add for blocked senders and domain. So you click save and exit the page. So that's the about adding sender email address and domains. Going to the connection filter policy. Connection filter policy is for adding IP addresses. So I think at this point, let me just let me share my screen. Let me see if you can see my screen, because I need to go to Outlook. I need to get a message header, analyze the message header, and show you those details, right? Let me quickly do that. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
It's on anti-spam policies.
I'm still on anti-spam. Okay. I want to share my Outlook now. Can you see my Outlook?
Yeah, it's up now.
Okay, thank you. So now for Outlook, when you need to get a message header, right? You need to double click on that email within your inbox folder. Take, for example, now this is a mail from Japhet. I'll just double click. It pops up a new page, right? Then I'll go to file. When I go to file, I'll come to properties. It is from these properties that I'll get the message header. Here it's called internet headers, but we refer to it as message header. So just
it's not showing what you are doing now.
Sorry, it's not showing.
We can't see.
Oh, you can't see my screen.
We can see your screen. Just that what you are explaining now is not. It's just. It's just on this. Welcome to the Nigerian M365 community, something like that.
Yes, please. I'm listening.
Let me give you a quick access code.
Yes,
I
please.
think that should work. Can I give a quick access code?
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So I will just share my screen permanently.
Okay, let me get the code.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it. My app is loading slowly. Okay, I sent it to you. Mhm.
Okay. To me, I think you can look your own when you share your screen too, it's also lagging.
No, they can see that. It's only when you share yours that they are not able to see.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, they can't actually see my screen.
Yes, it is. The screen is not synchronizing with what she's explaining. That's the problem.
To me, can you share that code again?
Do you want me to give you another code?
Yes, please. Okay, sorry guys. And yeah, I wanted to show us how to get the message header. You analyze the header, how you get to see the connect the IP. Um, see me?
Yes, I'm not able to
See me,
see
are you
anything
still
since
there?
it's blank. Yes, I'm here, but I'm not able to see anything.
Okay, so as I was saying, I think what okay, so I think that's yeah, it's an issue with my network. Sorry about that. So what I'll just do, let me just continue the explanation. Hopefully in our future classes, you get to see how we get the message header, analyze the message header using the message analyzer, and you get the important information that you need to get and add them to the policies, right? So now I was on the connection IP filter part. So Timmy, you can just go back to the admin center and click on the connection filter part. So you get to see how we add the IP addresses of IP in the connection filter policy part. So that should be that about the Microsoft security admin relates to Office 365 email and collaboration. Header and IP, yes. Unfortunately, I can't share that with you. My screen is lagging, so let me see if Timmy can still share his screen with us. Thank you so much. So Timmy is adding an IP. You can see that you want to allow messages from the following IP addresses. You add that. If you want to block messages from a particular IP address, you add the IP address and you block that IP. So you can choose to turn on save list, then you click on save, and that's it about the connection filter policy. So we've looked at the inbound policy. We've also looked at, okay. Yeah, so we've looked at the inbound policy and we've also looked at the connection filter policy. So the last one we're going to be looking at is the outbound policy. So when you're sending emails outside of your organization, this would be in a form of, let's say, forwarding emails, right? This has to do with, you can see that we have, if you click on edit protection settings, here you have that your forwarding rules, you have set an external, starting from the message limit, set an external message limit. So this would be, let's say in a day, how many emails do you want to be sent outside? External would mean outside, internal coming in. Set a daily message limit. You're putting the figures there. Restriction placed on users who have reached the message limit. What should happen? Now, when you click on the drop-down arrow, it will tell you what restrictions should be placed on those users. Can you please click on the drop-down arrow? You have restrict the user from sending emails until the following day. Take, for example, now, if the message limit is, let's say, 15 per day. So you need to put in that 15, 15, 15 as a message limit. So what happens when it exceeds that 15 that you've put? Restrict the user till the next day before the user can send the emails, or restrict the user from sending emails completely, or no action. So whatever you select there determines what would happen when they reach the message limit. So now the next one should be automatic forwarding. Let me get that article and share with you. Able to get that now. So when you have that turned on and you enable email forwarding on a user's mailbox, you would see that the email will be rejected. You'll get a bounce back that automatic forwarding isn't enabled, right? So you have to email forwarding isn't allowed for this organization. So you have to come here. This is where you get to turn on or disable email forwarding for your organization. So I'll be sharing the link with you in the chat. You might just want to go through that for your personal view. So I think, Timmy, can you just scroll down? Scroll down, because there's an instance where, yeah, just like I said, you want to enable forwarding on a user's mailbox. If this is turned, click on the drop-down arrow. Thank you. So automatic system controlled, you cannot forward emails outside of this organization. But when you have it turned off, that means forwarding is disabled. When you have it turned on, forwarding is enabled. So take, for example, now, a user has left the organization, right? And you still want emails that are coming into that user's mailbox to be forwarded to another internal mailbox, or whether it's internal or external. When you have this turned on, forwarding would be enabled for the user. So when you're done, click on save. Please click on save. Yeah, you do have notifications there. You can always navigate that on your own. So I've shared the article, and that's that about the anti-spam policies. So you can click close. Now, it is from here that you get to enable DKIM. That's one of the 3 email authentication protocols. Go back to thread policies. Then you do have, okay, the first one there is the tenant allowed or blocked list. I already explained that earlier. So if you're coming to email authentication settings, DKIM. This is where you get to enable your DKIM. So yeah, all you need to do from the DKIM part is to toggle that option to enabled. Click on the DKIM part to enable deking for your M365 So most cases, before you can enable deking you need to publish 2 CNAME records. I think that's, yeah, you need to publish 2 CNAME records on your custom domain host providers page, right? You go there, you add the 2 CNAME records and come back. It's only when those CNAME records have been published, that's when you can enable deking. If it's not published, you will not be able to enable deking for your M365 tenant. So I think that's basically all for policies and rules. We still have the compliance admin center. Let's just go back to the rest of the compliance the admin centers. We've been able to look at just security admin center. So if you look at compliance admin center, there you have your you get to create your data loss prevention policies, your retention policy, e-discovery cases, you can run a content search. So you can see that for compliance, I think recently they just moved to the new compliance admin center. We used to have the old classic one, but this is the new compliance admin center with additional solutions. For those that are not familiar with this portal, you need to click on solutions to see all the solutions that comes with that we have in the compliance purview. The compliance admin center is also called the Microsoft Purview Admin Center. So here you can see the solutions, the various solutions that we have. You have audit, you have communication, compliance, alerts manager, data lifecycle management, DLP, which is the data loss prevention, e-discovery, and the likes. So now, let's say you're looking at audit. Within the compliance admin center, you can actually take an audit log. You also have audits in the Entra admin center, but each audit has different or gives you it's for a different purpose. Audit logs within the Entra ID has to do with activities based on user groups, applications, right? Audit logs that shows what you can take an audit log as regards do I say things that have happened within the services. Now M365 services, say the Exchange, SharePoint, Teams, who moved emails within a mailbox, who deleted items. Those are the kind of things you'd see in the audit log within the compliance admin center. So you also get to choose what time, during what time period are you looking at? Are you considering, or do you want to check the audit logs for the activities that have taken place during the period of, say, last 2 weeks? You can pick a date and time range for the activities. Then choose for what activity you want to. Now go to activities where you have operation names. Activities as regards, you need to put a friendly name there or choose which activities you want to search for. Then for users, you also select the user you want to search the audit logs for. So this is how you take an audit log within the compliance admin center. Now, Now, take for example, here you have file and, so yeah, so for the audit logs, after specifying the date range, you can now select which activity you want to take the audit logs for by clicking on the drop down arrow. Let's say I'm checking on mailboxes, for example. Okay, so here you have M365 apps, admin services, cloud policy activities. So you might want to pick who updated the policy configuration, whatever option it is that you want to take an audit log for. You just check that box. You need to check the boxes and select which user you're carrying the audit logs for. So that's it about audits. We have other solutions within the Microsoft Purview Admin Center. You have content search, you have data loss prevention policies, you have retention policies. So depending on the policy you want to take within the Compliance Admin Center. So after the Compliance Admin Center, we have I think we have the Microsoft Intune. Microsoft Intune is used for managing devices. We have the Exchange Admin Center. The Exchange Admin Center is used for managing user mailboxes. Then you have the Teams Admin Center, the SharePoint Admin Center. Both the Teams Admin Center is used for managing Teams devices, SharePoint Admin Center for creating sites within your M365 M365 tenant. So we also have the last one, which is the Entra ID, Admin Center. There we have, that's the identity and access management portal for Microsoft. So from the Entra ID, you can create your users. Even from within the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you can create your users, either bulk users, you want to invite external users to your organization, guest users. This is where you get to do that from. So we also have, you can also create your enable MFA from this Entra Admin Center, the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. So if you're looking at a view of this, I'm sure you can all see the screen. On the left navigation pane, you have your identity. You manage identity protection, identity governance. And for identity, you have your users, groups, devices, applications. You can manage all of this within the Entra Admin Center. So if you click on go to properties, if you click on the properties tab within this identity, you get to, from here, you can turn on security defaults, which is a method of enabling multi-factor authentication. In this case, if you click on manage security defaults, you have that option to either, here it's enabled already, good. So from here, you can also go to click on users. Please click on the drop down arrow for users. So basically within the Entra ID, you manage users, groups, devices, applications, enterprise applications from within your Entra Admin Center. Now here where we have users, you can either choose to create your users individually or you do the bulk operation. Here we have audit logs. Remember I told you that just like the audit logs you saw in compliance, we also have audit logs within the Entra admin portal. So this audit log shows the activities that a user has carried out, right? So if you click on per user, you either have it's either you're doing per user or per tenant, M365 tenant. So if you select a user here, we get to enable MFA for the user. From the Entra ID here, you can also configure conditional access policies. Now, in this case, can you click on the audit logs or select the user and let's navigate the user properties within the identity admin portal? Okay, so thank you. So here you can see the audit logs for the last 1 month. For the last 1 month. So here you see the date that the action was carried out, the category, the activity. What activity was actually what was the activity that was done? This one says update user consent to application. So there are different activities. So audit log will basically show you everything you need to know that has happened. Who initiated the action? You see the initiator of the action there. Who is the target means the user that activity log is being populated for, and the person that's initiated the action, you see the email address there. Yes, Timmy, you can say something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rafiah. So I just want us to know, like, when it comes to some of this feature, you actually need a particular license to perform some actions. For instance, now, if you do not have a P1, Entra P1 or P2, the maximum you can see for this is 7 days. If you're on Entra ID license, if it's not P1 or P2, so you will only have 7 days. I think I just want us to know, because maybe in your lab, if in your lab we don't have P1 or P2, you won't see option for one for the past 1 month. And also same thing with also when we're talking about Defender earlier, when in Defender, some of these features here, you don't have full features unless you have a certain license for them to have it. So when we go to policies and rules, threat policies, this other feature, this like safe attachment policy, safe link policy, you'll be able to have this feature if you don't have a Defender license. So if you are only using maybe business basic, business standard, all these feature, you won't be able to use them. So the reason why I actually asked you, the reason I requested from Mike is to let us know that some of this feature you might not have it in your environment if you don't have the required license. So I just want us to bear that in mind. Thank you so much, Rafiah. You can continue. Hi, Rafiah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you have, so I think that will be all for today. If you have your questions, please drop your questions in the chat. Okay, Tunde wants to ask a question. Yes, you can ask a question. So thank you guys for listening. That will be all for today. Tunde, you can go ahead. Does E3 license come with Entra P1? Yes, it does. It comes with Entra P1. You do also have your P1 and your P2. So one thing you can do is if you want to look at the all the do I say the features that come with your licenses, right? Or your subscription? For E1, E3, E5, I'm going to share that link with you so you can compare the plans and what each plan comes, the features that comes with each plan. So Timmy, that will be all for today. Thank you for that addition. So can you have a log retention for up to 30 days? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I'll be sharing some of the links that you can refer to for the reading or reference.
Thank you so much, Rafiah. It is quite an insightful one, although the network was actually giving us issues. So I would like to apologize to everyone because of the network issue. Please do accept our apology. And yeah, and also I think we have a lot of questions. So Rafi has answered your question today about if E3 license comes with Enter P1. But also I would like us to know when it comes to licensing is a kind of very broad and it requires we need to actually pay attention. So your question to me is kind of vague because we have Office 365 E3 and we have Microsoft 365 E3. So which of the licenses are you talking about? Is it the Microsoft 365 E3 or Office 365 E3? Because in Office 365 E3, okay, cool. In Microsoft 365 E3, you should have the feature in Microsoft 365 E3. Yeah. But Office 365 E3, I don't think that is possible for Office 365 E3.